Have you been searching for that perfect stock which is incredibly cheap but has a huge growth potential? Well, then, guys, you're in luck because today I'm going to reveal that one amazing stock for the year 2025, which is flying under the radar but could skyrocket soon in 2025 because of its cheap valuation and high growth potential. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel once again. This is your friend Abhishek, but not a financial advisor, and today we are going to discuss about one of those cheapest stocks which you could buy for the year 2025, which has a huge growth potential in 2025 and the years beyond. But before we jump on to the analysis, I would like to clarify one important thing, which is in every video we would like to see the bearish case scenario and the bullish case scenario as well to make an informed decision. And in this video we will do the same. We will go through the bearish case scenario of this particular stock, and then we will cover the bullish case scenario, and in the end we will discuss the valuation according to my assumptions, which I see what I could think of for this business. So, revealing the stock which we are going to talk about is Evolution Gaming. Yes, guys. But the thing about Evolution Gaming is that it has been underperforming since this year, and it's down by 40 to 50%. And that is what we would like to do on this channel, to find some stocks which has been underperforming and are undervalued but have good amount of cash flow, and has underperformed because of some headwinds, and the market has overreacted because in such an expensive market, I would say S&P 500 is it's at all-time highs. I would say all the indices are at its all-time highs, and that's of course after the Trump elections. And I wouldn't say they are in bubble. The US market is not in a bubble, but it certainly is on the more expensive side, and this is the purpose, to find undervalued stocks which will give us more growth with respect to the indices. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Okay guys, so the stock we are talking about today is Evolution Gaming, Evolution AB, ticker symbol EVVTY, trading at OTC, and at the time of recording this video, currently it's trading at $77, but in this last 1 year it's down by almost 40%, and that's the reason why I'm recording this video. Current PE is just sitting at 13.8 and forward dividend yield is 3.5%. So these are the two reasons why I'm including this stock in one of my portfolios and for my Patreon members as well, and presenting it to you guys with my bearish and bullish case scenario. So let's start with it. Okay, so let's start with some bearish points first. So the first bearish point is actually a really recent point which came out in December 2024, and this was regarding UK Gambling Commission. So Evolution Gaming was informed by the UK Gambling Commission that it has commenced a review of Evolution Malta Holdings Limited's operation license under the Section 116 of the Gambling Act 2005. The review was initiated after the Commission identified Evolution Gaming being accessible from the UK through operators not holding a commission license, and this was a big deal, and the stock plummeted by 10% on this news. But this is not that bad of a news. We will get on to that in a moment, but for now it was a bearish news, and there was an overreaction for this stock. In my opinion, this stock has been a victim of overreaction in the past 1 year by the investors, and that's just because it's a gambling company, and investors somehow don't look into this company with an investment point of view, rather from just a gambling point of view. So the review can have a range of outcomes. This is not fixed yet, and this is why it's a bearish point, which include no action being required, also conditions being imposed on the license, financial sanction, suspension and revocation of the license to operate. So the worst case scenario could be that Evolution Gaming could be kicked out of UK. Yeah, so this is the worst case scenario, but still there is a silver lining to that. We will get on to that again. But Evolution is cooperating fully with Commission and has taken requested immediate actions to remedy the situation. Quite positive. Games on the identified websites not holding a commission license have been made unavailable from the UK. Evolution continues to actively work with the commission to resolve this matter. So this is one of the heavy bearish points which came out recently. Now, regarding this bearish point, there is also a bullish point of view on this, and the last statement is that bullish point. About 3% of only Evolution's revenue is from the UK market, which is the last sentence on this slide. So you can see that only 3% of the revenue is coming from the UK market. So if we take the worst case scenario that Evolution Gaming is out of UK, then it will hit only 3% of its revenue. It's still, let's say, for a growing company, every region counts. Yeah, for now, 3% is the revenue, but in the future, who knows, it could rise up to 5%, 6%. Yeah, so it's an untapped market, but getting out of it completely is bearish. Yeah, we don't know how this market could grow in the UK, but for now, even if we are kicked out of the UK, it's just 3% of the revenue. So if we look in this bearish point from really a bearish point of view, then the worst case scenario that UK market is gone. But for now, even if 3% of the revenue is taken out, the company is still growing in double digits. Yeah, so in this bearish point, we still have a kind of a bullish case scenario. But anyways, let's move forward. So Evolution Gaming faced a really difficult situation in Georgia in the summer 2024 when union negotiations came to halt after 2 years of dialogue, and a strike was initiated in mid-July. The strike encompassed around 550 employees and had limited effect on operational capacity. This is what they have to say, but there was a massive layoff. I wouldn't go through the complete paragraph. You can pause the video and look into it, but like I said, the summary is on the title. Increasing layoffs were there, and the company was forced to downsize the capacity in Georgia, which of course affected the operations, and also the company had to face some legal actions and defamation. So this did affect Evolution Gaming. So this is another bearish point. Then increasing cyber attacks. Now this is something which in my opinion is again a really big bearish point. During the quarter, there was also a significant increase in advanced cyber attacks. This is from Q2 and Q3 against their Asian video distribution, thereby impacting their Asian revenue negatively. Now this is something which Evolution Gaming has to really work on to increase their cyber security, because cyber attacks would be really common, especially when it comes to gambling companies where the money is being rotated. So this is quite important, and this is something which investors are really afraid of. So if this keeps on happening, yeah, like we saw CrowdStrike, what happened? And investors kind of lost faith. And CrowdStrike is a big company, yeah? So the same thing if it's happening with Evolution Gaming. And when this stock is already being really hammered down because of the bearish sentiments in the market, then such things happening with the company makes it look more bearish. And they really have to work on it, because this is something which we as investors would like to see not repeating. Anyways, so this was another really big bearish point in my opinion, which has hammered down the price in this last 1 year. Now coming on to one of the financial parts, which is the increase in the operating expenses. Now operating expenses has been increasing, and this will keep on increasing, I suppose. So expenses were mainly driven by high cost of personnel connected to the launch of new tables in the company studios and expansion in general compared to the third quarter of 2023. So if the operating expenses are increasing for expansion, then I wouldn't mind it. But I would like to see a slowdown of the expenses, because yes, I do agree that now the company is positive cash flow and they are putting back some cash into the expansion, but they're also giving out dividends. So I would like if they would stop dividends and would buy back shares, because now it's trading at a really cheap price. So this is what I would like to see. So, okay, operating expenses can keep on increasing, but they should reduce their dividends and instead buy back shares. Tell me in the comment section, would you agree or not? So, and we have increase in competitors. So Evolution Gaming is, yes, acquiring market share. So their top line is growing, no doubts about it, but competitors are also acquiring a good chunk of the market share. And this is a really big bearish point in my opinion as well. So this is why we could see that actually quarter-over-quarter revenue has declined for Evolution Gaming. Now, of course, one of the reasons were the cyber attack in Asia. So the Asian part did decline, but we also have to see that if this cyber attack thing happens again, which should not. And if UK is taken out of the picture, then this revenue will decline further, which gives the competitors for Revolution Gaming an edge to acquire more market share. Okay, so enough of bearish points. Now let's jump on to some of the bullish points. So the first one is actually the CEO commenting on the recent earnings. So for the third quarter of 2024, Revolution reports net revenues of $500 million and corresponding to year-on-year growth of 14.7%, and EBITDA at 68.5%. Net revenue growth at constant currency is estimated to be at 19%, and operating revenues at $59.7 million. Now this is important. During the third quarter, our operational development has continued at a high pace with very successful launches of new products and the opening of 2 new live casino studies. We are step by step continuing to build Evolution to capitalize on the great opportunity that online casino constitutes in the years to come. However, the quarter also presented near-term challenges and 2 exogenous factors that have had a negative impact on the quarter, which we already discussed in the bearish case scenario. But why I am taking this as a bullish case scenario? Because CEO coming out and explaining that how they face these 2 headwinds, which is temporary according to the CEO, and I will take by his word because I can see that the top line is growing in double digits, which has not slowed down. Yes, quarter over quarter had slowed down, but year over year it's still growing massively. So this is why I do think that this is kind of a bullish statement coming out from the CEO. So moving on, increase in RNG or transparency in casino games. So on a positive note, we are bringing to see the results of our incremental improvements in the RNG offering. For the quarter, year-on-year growth is 8.5%, and this is quite good. This is what I would like to see in online casino gaming, so that RNG is increasing, because that would mean more gamers going on to this platform. So the next part is guidance on track despite of all the uncertainties, and this is what I would like to see in the coming years. So their guidance was 69 to 71%, but their EBITDA came out to be at 68.5%, just 0.5% short of the lower end of their expectation. And of course, the guidance did not include the 2 shortcomings which happened this year. If those 2 things or events would have had not happened, then this guidance would be on track, or I would say would have been much higher than the higher end of their expectations. So this is kind of a bullish point for me, and of course in the upcoming quarters we will get to know how near we are for the 2025 guidance, and this would make me more bullish or more bearish regarding Evolution Gaming. And let's see. So moving on, AI implementation is gonna be a game changer for Evolution Gaming and all other casino gaming platforms, in my opinion. In the third quarter, our live casino offering is continuing to show strong performance, although it is impacted by the events mentioned above, which I also mentioned. Growth is 16% year on year, and the CEO is happy to see how players are taking on new games like Lightning Storm and etc. etc. So they also mentioned that they would be implementing kind of a AI, which is machine learning, which user is liking which kind of game, and bringing up those games more to his homepage or whatever. And with this implementation of AI, I see that Evolution Gaming could have an upper hand regarding the competitors, and this is not such a big deal of an AI, to be honest, in my opinion. So the competitors will also catch on to that. So it is a bullish point, because this is a new feature which they implemented, and I had to openly discuss with you guys. But in my opinion, the competitors can easily also implement this kind of AI. Okay, so now let's discuss about the evaluation and my personal strategy. So I'm taking free cash flow, which is the metric which I always like. So the free cash flow metric I'm taking, and I'm considering 5 years into the future. And the metric growth rate, I'm taking 10%, because the company has been growing more than 10% in the past. But that's past, okay? When the company was growing, it was growing 46%, 100%. But this, in my opinion, is not sustainable, especially with the competition and at the stage where Evolution Gaming is. But what I do expect is this kind of growth. So 11%, 10%, yeah. And the company has also gave a guidance of growing their free cash flow by 10 to 15%, but I'm taking the lower end for this, and that's why I'm taking 10% metric growth. And I do believe that Evolution Gaming, since they are positive cash flow, they would be buying back shares. This is what I expect, not giving out so heavy dividends. So I expect that, but in the past they have been diluting us by 2% per year. Now, dividend growth rate is 10%. This is the rate at which they are growing their dividends. And the price ratio, I am taking let's say a conservative price ratio. I do think that this could be around 20, but still, let's be conservative. And a discount rate of 10%. This is my safety net. And this shows us that the future stock price could be at $144, almost 100% upside potential. And the fair value is actually 24% above what it is trading right now. And a compound annual growth rate of 14.8%, higher than my 10% discount rate. And this is what I would like to see, beating the indices. And this is what my portfolio has actually done. And what Evolution Gaming has actually to do to reach this. So we can see that Evolution Gaming has to generate $1.8 billion in next 5 years. Currently, it is generating $1.15 billion. So almost $500 million more, which I think is achievable. So this is what I do believe that Evolution Gaming can do. And that's why I am buying Evolution Gaming at these prices, and I will do the SIP or dollar cost average if it falls further. And I do have more stocks to discuss with you guys. If you would like to know more about these undervalued stocks, then do let me know. Guys, this is the motive of this channel now, to find out those undervalued stocks, because there is always opportunity in the market, even when the market is overvalued. Okay, so that's all. And now my strategy, like I said, I have bought some Evolution Gaming, not a big amount, a big chunk, because I would like to see how they are growing in the next 2 quarters at least. Yeah. And this is always what I like to check, the next 2 or 3 quarters. And then I would buy some more if it stays below the fair value. Okay. So that's it, guys. Okay guys, so that's it. That's all for the cheap stock, growth stock for the year 2025. And I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, then please subscribe to the channel and do like this video. And please leave a comment in the comment section down below for more stocks if you would like to know, or if you would like me to make videos on them or give my analysis on growth stocks, then I would definitely try to do that. And I'll meet you in the next one. Until then, stay safe, stay happy, and ciao.